Today we finally get to do something with that curious oval shape that is on your paper. It looks like an upside down egg. In fact, you're going to kind of treat it like you're painting a skin colored Easter egg. I know that sounds kind of grotesque, but that's okay. So here's the thing, just like I showed you in the presentation, we're going to get this kind of Neapolitan flavor of skin tone. So on the top half, this would be the forehead area, you would paint it kind of a yellow skin tone hue. Now there's still hints of brown and orange in there and a tiny bit of blue. I also want you to still try and make it look a little bit 3D. So it shouldn't be like a flat oval, it should look more like a rounded egg. So you're going to go from that yellow into the warm colors. So the warms would be right around the cheekbone, nose area. That's where typically a lot of blood vessels would be. And then we're going to go down to the chin in just a moment. When you're doing this, you do want to try and ease that transition so they don't look like stripes. That you want it to be a gradient or a gradual shift from like the yellow to the warm to the cooler shade. So you can see I'm trying to gradiate that a little bit. Is that cool shade. Now, just because you are adding blue to the color doesn't mean that you paint the face blue-green. That might not work so well. You still want to add some browns to it, and you want to just transition it. Now remember, a woman's face can look slightly different than a man's face, especially if the man has some stubble. Their bottom half of the face might look even darker than a woman's. But it can also depend on the lighting scenario too. But in general, this is more or less accurate. There are these bands to the face. The yellow, kind of the pinker redder, and then it goes into the shadow area, which tends to be more cool, so leaning blue or sometimes even kind of a violet color. And lastly, just make sure that you gradiate it. So here's what my ultimate one looks like. And just think about that when you go to do your next painting, which is going to be the nose, the lips, and the chin, that there are these kind of bands across the face in terms of hue, and you kind of want to skew it that way.